doing today?
Good.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. Is it okay if I take a seat?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Fiona. I'm an occupational therapy assistant student with Austin Community College. I'm going to be working with you today. Before we get started, can I verify your full name and your date of birth?
It's Joy Whitney. My birthday is 6/13 of '85.
Thank you, Miss Whitney, and I'm glad to hear that you're doing well today. I just wanted to ask if you're in any pain before we get started.
I'm in no pain today.
No pain? Alright, well I'm glad to hear it. Just to get a quantitative scale on a scale of 0 being no pain and 10 being the most pain, where would you rate yourself on that scale?
A 0.
A 0. Well, again, I'm glad to hear it. So today I'm going to be doing a functional manual muscle test of your elbow, forearm, wrist, and hand. What that's going to look like is I'm going to ask you to move your extremity into certain positions and hold that position against maximal resistance without pushing it out. While I'm doing that, I'm going to be assessing your muscle power to see if you're going to be able to return to your occupation of being a school teacher so that you're able to gather supplies for your lessons. It should only take about 15 to 20 minutes, and it shouldn't cause you any pain or discomfort, but if it does, please let me know. Do you have any questions for me as to what that's going to look like?
No.
And I do need to place my hands on you during this assessment, is that okay?
Yes.
Alright. And then if there's no questions, are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Alright. So I'm just going to put this out of the way. I'll do this quick. And then I'm going to go ahead and start out with a postural assessment. So could you just move yourself to the edge of the chair and plant your feet down on the floor? And then will you just place your arms by your sides with your palms facing inward? Or that works too. Yeah. Either way is fine. And then I'm going to first start by assessing your transverse plane to check for any rotation. Then I'm going to come to your sagittal plane and check for levelness. And then we'll be checking again for rotation in the transverse plane. And then the frontal plane, I'm going to be checking for alignment. And then for rotation again in the transverse plane. Levelness again in the sagittal plane. Rotation again in the transverse plane. And then again for alignment in the frontal plane. And you are aligned, level, and there's no rotation, so you can go ahead and relax and just place yourself in the back of the chair. And then real quick, I'm just going to go over the grading for the manual muscle test with you. So it ranges from 0 to 5. 5 is normal, which means you're able to go the full range of motion against gravity. You're able to hold the position against maximal resistance and you don't break. And then 4 is good. It means you're able to go full range of motion against gravity and hold the position, but you break with maximal resistance. 3 is fair. It means you're able, again, to go through the full range of motion against gravity. However, you do break, you hold the position, but you break against minimal to no resistance. And then 2 is poor. It means that you were able to do the full range of motion with gravity eliminated. 1 is trace. It means that there's no movement of the muscle, but there is a palpable or visible contraction. And then 0 is just 0. It just means that there's no movement, no contraction. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the first motion, which is going to be level flexion. This is the power of this motion. In the position of supination is going to be the biceps brachii and the brachialis. If I wanted to test you in neutral, that would be testing for the brachioradialis, but I'm going to test you in supination. So will you just put your arm at your side and then turn your palm up towards the ceiling? And then will you bend your elbow to 90 degrees? Here. And then hold it. Don't let me push it down. Okay. And then next I'm going to be testing you for elbow extension, which is powered by the triceps brachii. So will you straighten your elbow? And then hold it. Don't let me push it. And are you okay?
Yes.
And then next I'm going to be testing you for forearm pronation. So will you just again bend your elbow to 90 degrees? And then will you turn your palm down towards the floor? And then hold it. that motion is powered by the pronator teres and the pronator quadratus. Next, I'm going to test you for forearm supinations. Will you turn your palm up towards the ceiling? Okay. And then hold it. Don't let me turn it down, and keep your wrist and your fingers relaxed. Okay. Are you okay?
Yes.
You can relax. And that motion is powered by the biceps brachii and the supinator. And then I'm going to go ahead and test you for wrist flexion. So will you just bring your arm back to that position, and then will you bend your wrist towards the ceiling? Yep, just like that. And I'm going to bring myself around. And then hold it. Don't let me pull it down, and keep your fingers relaxed. Okay. And then you can relax. That motion was powered by the flexor carpi radialis and the flexor carpi ulnaris. I'm going to test you next for wrist extension. So will you just turn your palm down towards the floor, and then will you bend your wrist up towards the ceiling? And then hold it. Don't let me push it down. And are you okay?
Yes.
Alright, you can relax. And that motion is powered by the extensor carpi radialis longus and extensor carpi radialis brevis and the extensor carpi ulnaris. Now I'm going to be testing your hand. And I'll start out with finger flexion. So will you bend your elbow to 90 degrees again, and then just point your palm up towards the ceiling? And then will you just bend the end of your fingers towards the ceiling? Just like that. And then hold it, don't let me push them down. Okay, and you can relax. And that motion is powered by the dorsal interosseae and the lumbricals. And then now I'm going to test you for finger extension. So go ahead and turn your palm down towards the floor. And then just straighten your knuckles as far as they'll go. And then hold it, don't let me push them down. Okay, are you okay?
Yes.
And you can relax. And that motion is powered by the extensor digitorum, the extensor indicis, and the extensor digiti minimi. I'm going to now test you for finger abduction. So go ahead and hold your elbow in the same position, and then just spread your fingers apart like that. And then hold it, don't let me push them together. Okay, and you can relax. And that motion is powered by the dorsal interosseae. And then next, I'm going to be testing you for finger adduction. So go ahead and put your fingers together, just like that. And then hold it, don't let me pull them apart. Got some strong adductors.
That's right.
All right, and are you okay?
Yes.
All right, you can relax. That motion is powered by the, I don't know if I already said it, but the palmar interosseae. And then one more motion, I'm going to have you hold your elbow in that same position, so at 90 degrees, and then just face your palm up like that. And then go ahead and touch the pad of your little finger and your thumb together to form an O. This is thumb opposition. And then hold it, don't let me pull them apart. Okay, and you can relax. Are you okay?
Yes.
Alright, and you can just place your palm right back down in your lap. That one was powered by the opponent's pollicis and the opponent's digiti minimi. So I just wanted to check back in with you and ask if you're in any pain. No pain. Again, just on that scale of 0 to 10, 0 being no pain, 10 being the most pain, where would you rate yourself on that scale?
I'm a 0.
At a 0. Wonderful. So you did a great job. You demonstrated full muscle power of your upper extremities, which is normal. I do expect that you should be able to return to your occupation of being a teacher so that you can lesson plan and gather supplies. Next time I see you will be on Tuesday. No, sorry, Thursday. I'll see you on Thursday for a full comprehensive test. Do you have any questions for me as to what that's going to look like? No questions? All right, well, thank you so much for your participation. I'm going to go ahead and perform some hand hygiene, and then I'll walk you out. Okay? and you can follow me.